It's story time. Second Dad, submitted by Chloe. When I was about 7, my Guatemalan nanny, Nina, and my mom would always tell me and my dad stories about ghosts and spirits, but we never believed them, especially Nina because she was a hardcore Christian and was always trying to convert me and my siblings from Judaism to Christianity by saying Jesus could protect us. However, one night changed my mind. It was in August, I think, and it was the day before school, a day I always dreaded and usually had a panic attack the night before. Usually when this happened, it was my dad that would comfort me. I had a strict bedtime routine because I was scared of the dark and couldn't sleep if I didn't have the door wide open with a bathroom light on and a sound machine plugged in. The night before the first day of school, Nina put me to bed and set everything up for me to sleep. But I woke up in the middle of the night with a huge panic attack about school, and I had my head under the covers just crying and crying. I then heard someone walk towards me and hug me. It was my dad, like usual, and he was talking to me and comforting me,
Hey, it's okay.
but there was something in my head telling me,
okay.
don't come out of the covers.
It's okay.
So I never actually saw his face. I asked my dad if he could bring me a glass of milk, and I heard him leave, get the milk, and bring it back. Then I said, I love you, and he repeated it back and kissed me on the head and left, closing the door and turning off the sound machine, which I thought was strange, but I was too sleepy at that point from crying. I drank some of the milk and went to bed. I woke up the next day and thought it was a dream, but the door was closed, the sound machine was off, and the half-drunk cup of milk was next to me, so I was like, oh, okay, that happened. I went to get breakfast and told Nina that my dad was super nice to me last night and told her what happened. She looked terrified. She asked me to show her the cup of milk. She looked at the sound machine, which, oddly enough, was not just off, but unplugged. I was so confused why Nina was freaking out. And then she told me that my parents left for a trip at around 10 p.m. last night, and she was the only adult in the house. There were no men. I was stunned. It wasn't a dream because the door, sound machine, and milk was there. When I looked back on everything, my dad's voice did seem a little bit off, and I was scared to look at him for some reason. So, who was with me last night? Let's say after that, I definitely believed in ghosts. I wonder what I would have seen if I had uncovered my head from the covers. Now we don't live in that house anymore, but freaky things still happen. Thank you for everything you do. Sincerely, Chloe.
Ooh, thank you, Chloe. This story gave me full body chills. I've heard a lot of stories of people who are interacting with something that's pretending to be a parent or a family member, but what's so eerie about yours is that there is physical evidence that something was there. You know for a fact. You cannot write this off as a dream or sleep paralysis. There was a glass of milk. Your door was closed. The sound machine was unplugged. That's absolutely wild. Here's a very out there theory. Maybe all those times that your dad had come in and comforted you and brought you milk created some sort of, residual energy, and it was sort of replaying like on autopilot. I don't know if that's it. I am glad it was just something trying to comfort you though, because it could have been way worse. Still very scary though. So thank you for your story.
Thanks for joining me today. And did you know that I offer bone and tarot readings? You can schedule a session at storieswithsapphire.com. Salamat and good night.